Mystic Manny here, and today I'm going to be going over several methods that I have and do for cleansing and purifying space. So I have different things here. I moved some stuff to the side for my last setup, so that way you can see everything that I have here, except for my witch's brew. That doesn't count. So we have method by fire, which I will show you how to make using something that's flammable you should be careful with, and it has to be in a fire safe container. I have method by smudging and or incense here, which I'm going to be using in a fire safe container with some examples of resins that you can use, if not herbs, and how it goes into the air. And I have method by fire here, purifying use of candle, and then of course you can always enchant using an empowered incense stick. So let's get started. I'm going to start first with the incense on this side. I have this coal here. It's incredibly flammable, so you got to be very careful when you activate it. I'm setting it in the center of my little cauldron here. It's cast iron. And then I'm going to light it. And then I'm just going to go over the other stuff while this does its thing. If it wants to light. I don't know if it's going to light. Oh no, that doesn't want to light. Well, you know what? I have tongs. I could use that. So you want to look for the spark. It's supposed to spark when you light these coals. There it goes. When it sparks, it's because it's been activated. I'm still lighting it because I want to make sure that the spark goes everywhere. You be very careful with this. I'm trying to activate it with my breath. There it goes. There it goes. Coals are very good for smudging, for incense. It is fire-aligned air because of the incense. So now that that's hot, I'll let it do its thing. We'll come back to that. So, one of the other incense that you can work on is you can grab your incense of choosing. And I have the Satya Dragon's Magic. It's by the company that makes the Nagshampa. So, they are a very good quality brand to use and to have. And this is air aligned. So just stick it in your incense holder. And light it. This is just an example. And you can do this for anything when you want to do air aligned smudging, cleansing and purifying. And so it's lit, and you can see the smoke is going up. And so with that, you can just say something small like, I cleanse this area of all negativity here, real and or imagined, and send it back from whence it came. So would it be something along those lines. And it will continue to light. And then you can, of course, use it as a wand, and you can like circle it around in certain areas. You know, you can cast a circle with it. You can cleanse jars, containers, and work with it that way. So this is getting pretty hot. I have a couple of things I want to put in here, so I'm going to wait for it to do its thing. So this is, I'm going to show you the other one. This is fire aligned, water and fire aligned. I say it's water and fire aligned because it's a liquid and it is incredibly flammable, so you got to be careful with it. I'm using, you can use alcohol and Epsom salt. I use Florida water and refined camphor. Florida water is actually an aftershave like cologne that is used. You splash it on yourself, but it's also used a lot in preparation for cleansing and purifying the area. I've actually used it with spring water, some refined camphor, essential oils, and quartz to make a spray, and you can use that to spray the area. So in case you can't, you know, do that. So in your fire safe container, you're going to add the refined camphor, like I am here. And then I'm going to add a splash of the Florida water. And it lights. You just got to be very careful because it is incredibly flammable. Now, Florida water is, yes, it has a high concentration of alcohol in it. It has a lot of flowers and herbs and scents for that. So that also goes into the air with the camphor, and it's very aromatic. You want to make sure whenever you're working with it in the area of your cleansing and purifying that you have either some type of air filter, you have a window for ventilation, and that way you're safe from anything. You want to make sure, like I mentioned, this is in, I want to say it's aluminum cauldron. And so it's going to burn for a bit. And one of the things you can do when this is cleansing the area and cleansing the space is you can gaze into the flame. And you can just pick up on anything that you see while it's in there, while it's burning. And you can just imagine the flame is eating up everything in the air. Just gobbling up all that negative energy, gobbling up all that nastiness. It's consuming it, because what's going to happen is it's going to self-extinguish, and that vapor is then going to go and purify. So imagine the effects of this fire burning and consuming the negative energy, and then once it extinguishes, it releases said energy as a purified form, a cleansing form. And it just burns for maybe a minute or two. It gets very hot, so you want to, like I said, keep your distance from it. This is already burning some stuff in here that I have. So notice how it's, you may be able to see it sparkling a little bit. That's the camphor, because the camphor itself is also very flammable. It's kind of like a menthol scent. Okay. So it looks like it's reaching its end. You could say a few words while this is burning. You know, I cast out all unclean energies, real and imagined, and send them back from whence they came, so let it be. Just let it do its thing. You can gaze into the flame, say a few words. Looks like it's about done. Let's snuff it out. That's the vapor that you're looking for. And so the scent of the Florida water and the refined camphor goes into the air. It's a really nice smell. Just make sure the area is well ventilated and you have air circulating. Now that we got this hot, we can add some stuff in there. People normally, this is the other method for cleansing that people use. Everyone grabs sage. I use other methods because sage isn't just for cleansing, it's more so to kind of clear out the area. Yeah, and you open up doors and windows to get stuff out, but it's also to welcome in ancestors and spirits, which is actually one of the things that the Florida water does as well, because of the mixed flowers and herbs that are in it. So it's really good to purify the area if you feel like there's a malevolent force or something that's feeling really icky. So yeah, you can light sage. Like, sorry about that. My camera died. So let's go. We were gonna go over sage. So you can light sage two ways. You can light it directly, or you can put it in like that. So this is a lot of people, what to do is that, and then they waft it around. Or you can take a piece, put it on a coal. It works just as well. You waft it around. Now here's an example of resins. This is a local pine from the South Florida area. I still have plenty of it. So this is resin collected from, can't even break it, collected from trees. And they are very potent, as you can see. So I just grind it up a little bit. You see that? Resins. You can use that for cleansing. Using what you have with the land. That's the example. What you have. So, certain flowers, herbs that are local, you can also use resins. So, another type of resin would be like the Palo Santo. So, I just grabbed a little chip. Normally they come in sticks. I got the chips. And you just carefully set it on the flame. And there's resin in it as well. And so that's going to basically smoke up. You don't have to light it on a fire. Most people light it at an angle and then they stick it up on a candle holder or some type of holder. And that's what they do to cleanse the area and cleanse the space. The Palo Santo typically would be used to ward off any to come in. Nag Champa, the incense. In this case, I have it's an air freshener. So you can spray it around. It's an oil. It's an essential oil in a liquid with, I'm sure it says it on there. It's a liquid. It's mostly oil. You spray it and poof, magic. All the perfume comes up, dispels any of the negative energy, cleaning anything and everything out. It's just wow. So on top of it, these alternatives to just burning sage, you have good scents like the Palo Santo smells nice because of the resin. You got the pine resin. I have a mixture here of little resins. It has like frankincense, myrrh, other stuff, copal. I have dragon's blood resin. Dragon's blood resin is very good, not just for warding and protection. It's powerful, and probably put another piece in there. It's very good for protection. I dropped it, and that's what these are for. Always make sure you have like a little pair of tongs. Here we go. It's gonna bubble up a little bit because of the heat. The smoke. So the bottle's already burning. It's giving its own scent. I wish you could smell it. This is not something you can smell, unfortunately. You're just doing it yourself. We'll let that burn. Here's an alternative cleansing as well, using candles, candle magic. Typically, a white candle will purify the energy in the area. I don't have any black candles to light at the moment. But you can use black candles to absorb the negative energy, and then you use the white candle to basically purify and cleanse the energy that the black candle has absorbed. You can use them side by side. You can use them if they're together, joined. What I like to do is I like a lot of the white candles, and then I have a fusion oil here. It's the white sage and Palo Santo because they both although they are used for smudging and cleansing, they have different properties. Like I had said, white sage is good for clearing out some of the energy, but it's also good at welcoming ancestors and spirits, and then the Palo Santo itself is potent in keeping the bad stuff out as well. So I shake up a little bit of the oil, and I like a couple drops, if it lets me. It's not going to let me, I'm scared. There it goes. And so, this is like, there it goes. That's going to infuse with the wax. Look at all the smoke in this. This is so much more appealing to me. This is going to cause the infusion with the wax, and it's going to basically, it's kind of think of it like aromatherapy. which is really good because you're cleaning up the air as well. It smells really nice. And then the sprays. You spray this directly on something if you want to cleanse it. Cleansing space. You can spray it up in the air, walk into it, and that will help cleanse you. Realigning your chakras. This, like I had said, this is a combination of Florida water. It's blessed spring water that I've collected. It's got this essential oil in it, the sage and the palo santo. So this is an alternative to burning. If you're unable to burn in your area, you can use something like this and spray the area, spray the air, and it's a good aromatic as well. And lastly, when it comes to cleansing, a lot of people overlook this. Sounds and vibration. You got to take into consideration chimes and bells and stuff that are kept by entrances and doorways. The high frequency and vibration dispels the low vibrations. It raises the vibration. And how you bring it tells you if you're summoning something in, if you're getting rid of something out, or if you're just generally clearing out the area. Well, that's what I have for alternative cleansing methods that I basically use. I use a little bit of everything, although I'm a fan of using the smudging with the coals. Tune in next time to see what it is that I have to offer, informative-wise, in regards to practice and craft. Until then, I'll see you later.